Good morning, guys, or good afternoon or good evening, whenever you're watching this or listening to this. I guess I just wanted to make an audio today, and I really didn't have any specific topic in mind, other than the fact that God will teach us so many lessons, and it's really our duty to listen. It's really our duty to trust in them. And especially when you're moving onto new levels and new seasons of your life, Holy Spirit, guide this word. Especially when you're moving on to new seasons and new lessons in your life, it is so important to not have to make God give us the same lessons over and over and over again. And the best example that I can give you is right now. If you don't know, I think I mention this almost all the time, but I'm in my last 3 months of high school before I graduate, become a senior, and then I'm going to move literally across, well, Americans would say across state. I'm Canadian, so across province, and I'm going to move to the southernmost part of my province, which is 3 hours away from where I live, to go to university. And I'm basically going to be starting a whole new life, and I'm going to be away from everything that I've always known. And so God has just been really coming at me, and I feel like I've been in a wilderness season for about a year now. Although I know that year is necessary, because God has been just giving me lessons back to back to back to back, because he's genuinely preparing me as a parent would prepare a child, right, for moving on. Like as a parent, as your parent, your physical parent or guardian here on earth would prepare you to go to university by teaching you to cook, teaching you to do the laundry, teaching you to pay off credit cards. God is teaching me how to be spiritually equipped in a different city, away from everything I've always known. And so I've been going through all the motions. I've been learning all the lessons, and it has been feeling like a back to back to back thing, and it's been hard, but it's been necessary. And so I got sick over last week, during the Friday of last week, and I was sick during the weekend, so I wasn't able to do anything. And one thing I've always hated, and I always hate, is being sick, because when you're sick, literally everything is out of your control. Your body is forcing you to shut down, and as much as you try to work or do things, you can't concentrate. Your nose is dripping, your throat's dry, your body's overly warm, yet you feel cold. It is just so hard to give other things your focus when you're sick. You really have to stop and take care of yourself. And that is a lesson that God has been trying to teach me for years now, because I hate being sick, and I hate when my body forces me to shut down, because I hate feeling like I'm out of control. I hate feeling like I don't have order in my life, I can't do what I want to do when I want to do it. And so because I've been feeling sick, I haven't been able to do my schoolwork, and I have a test and I have an assignment coming up. And so I had to skip school for today. Well, not skip because I'm sick, but I had to sign out of school today and just decide not to go, to take an extra day to give my body the time that it needs. And I'm just going to try to do my work from home. And so I was vulnerable with God this morning, and I told him, I was like, I'm really scared, because in university, what I'm most excited about is the freedom that you get, the independence that you get to kind of just do you and have your own routine, no one's really judging. But along with that freedom that you get, you also have a lot of responsibility, which means you're also responsible for your schoolwork, and you're responsible for communicating and advocating for yourself. And so that's something that I've been learning a lot this year. Like I said, God has been teaching me a multiplicity of lessons. And so all I've been doing this year is advocating for myself to the principal of my school, to my teachers, just to anybody. I've just been advocating for myself and speaking up about what I need. And so you have to do that a lot in university. And so for those people who kind of just sweep everything under the rug, it's going to hit really hard when they go to university and realize that no one is checking for them unless they speak up for themselves. And so I always told God, I'm so scared and I'm so concerned about sickness, because I know that university is very strict. And so the common flu, they're not going to pardon you, right? Unless you're going through a deadly disease or a surgery or whatever. Universities will not pardon you, and you're still going to be responsible for all the work. And for a long time, academic validation has been a thing for me. And so long story short, I was just telling God about, I hate that I feel sick because I feel like in these situations I'm going to fall behind, and it's really no one's fault, but I just don't want to fall behind. And so he was teaching me that if I'm not okay, and he's been teaching me this for such a long time, like I said before, he taught me, if I am not okay, then nothing else that I can do or will do will fall in line. If I am not good, nothing else is good. Who is the one doing all the work? I am. Who is the one that is going to organize everything and be moving and walking and doing things and thinking? I will be the one doing that. So if I'm not feeling good, none of those things can be done. And so, God just was telling me about the importance of taking care of yourself. And today actually marks 3 years of journaling. God encouraged me to journal during 2021. So I picked up a journal, I bought one, and I've been journaling ever since. And I just finished my last journal yesterday night. And it has been such a long journey. I have 5 journals and counting, and I've been journaling for about 3 years. So it takes me about 7 to 6 months to finish each journal. And it has just been a crazy journey, and it's been such a healing one though, because being able to put all your feelings down on paper instead of turning to social media or addictions or substances to handle how you're feeling has been such a healthy way to cope. And journaling has always just been something for me that's like, no judgment, no perception, like no one is judging you, no one is perceiving you, nobody's seeing this except for you. And so it's just been a place for me to really pour my heart out. And so I really recommend it to anybody. If you're struggling or if you're facing a transitional period of your life or whatever, I recommend journaling to you. And I don't know, this episode has been all over the place. I don't know what I'm even saying or what I'm even trying to tell you, but God told me that I should wait 3 days before I get a new journal. And in these 3 days, He will fulfill a promise. And so I guess it's just hard to kind of trust because of all the delay that I've been facing and all the lessons that I've had to learn. But I'm trusting, and I want you to come on this journey with me to trust in God, even when it doesn't look right or even when it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And I encourage you to comment down below any healthy ways that God has led you or that you have found helps you